Guys on the Right. If you would, please subscribe to the channel, please. How are you doing, Will? In the same studio today.
For what?
And so Thursday, we got the Thursday edition of Two Bald Guys on the Right, the New Mexico edition, and we'll talk about the run for the governor. I'm hearing a couple new names for New Mexico, so we'll hit all of that and talk about the governor handing out a buttload of raises to certain people. So we'll get to all of that stuff, and I don't want to take anything away from it. We'll get to that.
We got plenty to talk about today, though, with President Biden and Fauci.
Yeah, Dr. Fauci. So we'll get to Dr. Fauci in just a little bit. You know, it doesn't matter what the CDC says. Doesn't matter.
No.
Some of a lot of states are just like not adhering to it. Saturday, my granddaughter has a baseball game. And my daughter said, you need to make sure and wear a mask. And I'm like, what? I'm fully vaccinated. Why would I wear a mask? CDC said I didn't have to wear a mask when I'm outside. I'm just telling you, Dad, they said everybody's going to have to wear a mask or they're going to kick you out. So I just happened to have the mayor of that town on today, and he said, you don't have to wear no mask. And I said, okay, you're going to bail me out, right?
Yeah, you're gonna tell these folks when they try to haul me off that they can't, right?
Yeah, so we'll see what's going to happen there. But we got a lot of things to talk about. I cannot believe that Joe Biden's approval rating is hovering pretty damn good. I mean, 63% approval rating. You're trying to tell me that only 36% of Americans disapprove of the job that Joe Biden is doing?
Look, it has to do with who they're polling and the fact that they're skewing these polls in his favor, just like everything else the mainstream media is doing. I'm sorry, but there are Democrats that I talk to that are like, I don't know what's going on.
I mean, didn't Trump get 80,000 votes or something like that? So all of a sudden those 80,000 went, oh, hell no, we're Team Biden, brother. Team Biden.
You mean 80 million?
80 million. Yeah, 80 million. 80 million. So Biden's approval rating, 63%, 36% disapproval rating. The poll taken April 29th through May 3rd. It compares to 54-42 approval rating on average for the most recent study. And this is real clear politics, by the way. So his numbers have actually gone up. And when it comes to Democrats, 96% of Democrats say, yes, we approve of Joe Biden.
I don't doubt it, especially the progressive ones, because he's
Lord.
being, puppeted around, and they're just happy to have all the power in their side of the court.
I mean, I can see that.
And to get all their agenda passed and doing everything that they're doing and making it a socialist country, which is exactly what they're doing. We've never been as close to socialism as we are right now.
62% of independents giving the president a thumbs up, while only 23% of Republicans are approving of Joe Biden.
I want to meet these 23% of Republicans.
I want to meet them too.
There's no Republican out there saying Joe Biden's doing a good job.
No. When it comes to dealing with the pandemic, 71 to 27%. 71% of people approve of Joe Biden's pandemic relief. When it comes to health care, 62 to 35%. When it comes to the economy, 57%. Good job, even though the jobless numbers that came out last week really sucked.
Oh, yeah, but did you see him spending it and taking credit for it? We've created more jobs in my first 100 days than ever in the history. It's like when people are finally going back to work after the whole country's been shut down, you can't take credit for those, jackass.
Yeah, and when it comes to foreign policy, 54 to 41%. Gun policy. This is gun policy. He ought to rethink this. And by the way, we'll talk about his gun policy. 48 to 49. 49% disapproval rating about his gun policies. And when it comes to immigration, his approval rating is only 43% to 54%.
And see, I don't even, granted, it's on the downside, but how is it even 43%? That's a tragedy to me, because I'm sorry, but the border is a crisis, and it is 100% Biden's fault.
What exactly is he doing? What exactly is Biden doing at the border? We're going to talk about some things going on at the border. My old stomping grounds, Del Rio, Texas, Uvalde, Texas, Valverde County. We'll talk about that coming up. But Biden talking about his gun control And he said no amendment is absolute. Really? Really? No amendment is absolute?
This is just mark our words. This is him setting it up so he can do whatever he wants down the road.
So he goes on to say about impinging on the Second Amendment. Here's what he had to say about that.
Nothing I'm about to recommend in any way impinges on the Second Amendment. They're phony arguments.
He goes on to talk about gun control, and he kind of slipped up and screwed the pooch here, because he talks about people going to gun shows and being able to buy guns. And look, is there a loophole? Kind of, sort of. If I have a gun, can I sell it to you?
Sure.
Yeah, individuals can sell, but if it's a dealer, somebody that has sold X amount of guns, then you have to be licensed. And if you're not licensed, then you can't sell the guns. So do you have to be licensed? If you're buying from a dealer, yes. If you're buying from an individual, the answer would be no. So here's what he had to say, and I can't believe the President of the United States doesn't know the answer to this. You're sad.
You go to a store and you buy a gun, you have a background check. But you go to a gun show, you can buy whatever you want and no background check.
That's an out-and-out lie. If you buy from somebody that has a FFL, which is a federal firearms license, doesn't matter if it's at a gun show,
Nope.
You still have to have a background check. Now, if you buy from an individual, and look, you're only allowed to sell so many guns a year. And now states like California have gotten involved in this, and New Mexico to a certain degree also. And they've created their own gun rules. But private gun sales are supported by most Second Amendment advocates and is a bedrock principle of American gun ownership. So if I wanted to sell a gun to somebody in my family,
Well, see, there's no national gun registry per
No.
se.
No.
So yet.
well, this is where they come with a universal background check. Now, when they say universal, will that just include the United States? It won't. No, it won't. So this is a slippery slope when it comes to Biden. And, at least, Mr. President, know what the hell you're talking about.
Yeah.
I'm glad you're awake today.
That's too much to hope
I'm
for
glad
with
you're
this
awake,
president.
but come on, know what you're talking about. People that are buying guns from a licensed firearm dealer. And one part I forgot to say. Private sale of guns account for a small amount of gun purchases in the United States. However, if you're selling an old rifle and that type of stuff, does it count? No, it doesn't. I'm about to sneeze.
Yeah,
Not good.
Bless you ahead of time.
But
Almost.
gee whiz.
You can't even get it to do it right.
But when it comes to guns that are privately sold, committing crimes, the number is so low. And maybe if the president just looked into those numbers.
No, he doesn't care. It's all guns are bad, and all guns are, in the hands of a white person are going to kill a bunch of black people. It's everything's race, everything's gun, everything's just stupid.
And when it comes to ghost guns, they're really pushing the ghost guns. The number is even further down. These are gun enthusiasts that just want to build guns on their own. They actually cost a buttload more money than if you were going to build it, if you were going to just go to the store and buy it. We've still got problems at the border. I think today is day 44. No Kamala at the border, even though she's supposed to be going to Guatemala at some point. But here's what we saw this morning in Del Rio, Texas. And you know what I noticed? I watched this morning for a while. There are no skinny people. Normally poor people are skinny, right? I mean they don't have food. They're skinny.
You have some that are extremely skinny, but no.
These people aren't skinny. They're not like Ethiopians. They're quite chunky. I'm just saying, and I'm not body shaming.
No.
I'm just saying. And the other thing I noticed, I saw brand new Nikes, Adidas. Wait a second. These are people that are poor and fleeing. Oh,
They have $8,000 to pay coyotes.
but a brand new pair of Adidas, I mean, that's not, I mean, if you're poor, you can't afford Adidas. You're going to go down to Walmart or you're going to go down to the Mercado and get, what I call Mikeys, which are knockoffs for Nikes.
Sure.
You can't afford Nikes.
No.
So here's what a guy in Del Rio today said. There are no Border Patrol agents there. You know why? They've been pulled. And so you got the county sheriff that is running the show. Here's what he had to say this morning.
We've only been here for an hour, and all of a sudden we see 3 vehicles pull up on the other side of the Rio, and all these people get out, and they just cross the Rio in front of us. We've only been here an hour, and we saw this. Yesterday, within an hour, we saw a group of 26. We saw a group of Cubans. So this is happening not every day. It's happening every hour, and the situation here continues to just, the Secretary of Homeland Security yesterday said the border is closed. I would have them take.
Yeah, I don't know if the border is closed.
Newsflash, that's wishful thinking, because you guys left the wall undone, and you've pulled all the border patrol agents from the border itself. How exactly are you supposed to keep people from coming into this country?
I don't know if
with drugs, with other humans that they're selling as slaves,
sex trafficking.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness! So here's what he also went on to say about the problem at the border.
Processing all these migrants right now, these are local sheriff's deputies with the Valverde County Sheriff's Department. Just 2 deputies here. It's a very small department, and they're having to do this job of the federal government right now because Border Patrol is just stretched so thin. Sometimes they have to wait 1, 2, maybe 3 hours for a Border Patrol vehicle to arrive here and pick up all these migrants and process them. But guys, all these migrants you see here, they weren't running, they weren't trying to flee. They literally just crossed the Rio and presented themselves to local law enforcement. Many of the folks you see here are going to be trying to claim asylum. You saw how many of them raised their hands, showing that they have family here in the United States. Talked to one guy, said he's trying to go to Houston. So like the likelihood here is many of them will be processed, they'll be released, and they're likely going to be trying to link up with their family here in the United States, depending on if ICE, validates their asylum claims. But
and there again, I don't see skinny people, and it's not like they're dressed in a bunch of rags.
No,
they're not. They crossed the river right there, the Rio Grande, and crossed it. It was about maybe knee high. We saw the video of the lady that kid almost drowned.
Right.
Another guy ran up and he was underwater and picked him up. Look. Until we say that we're not accepting people and we're going to turn you back, we're going to automatically deport you. This is a joke. Seeking amnesty is a joke.
Well,
look, your living conditions might not be great in Guatemala, but why is it our job to foot the bill? Why is our job? And
because the Democrats want more Democrat voters.
I guess so. It's a crazy.
They're going to win one way or another. If they can't cheat and win, they're going to get enough people in this country to vote the way they want. And they're going to keep letting them in until they swing it 100% their favor.
Unbelievable. National Guard is on the border right now, and the crazy thing is, you know what they're doing? Picking up trash.
Oh.
Wait. Picking up trash? Did they sign up to pick up trash?
How about helping protect our country from people who are invading it? That's what's happening.
Well, you got it wrong. They're picking up trash. They're the trash man now. That's exactly what they're doing.
That's what they signed up for. Huh?
Yeah. Jackson County Sheriff talks about them picking up trash. Here's what he had to say.
And on the border, it's an incredible amount of tonnage of clothing and trash, water bottles, backpacks, just the end.
So you're talking about tons and tons of trash. And he goes on to talk about where are the environmentalists when it comes to this type of stuff.
Oh, they don't care because they want people to come in, and that way they can continue to focus on their agenda. They don't actually care about the trash.
I forgot. it's a climate issue why all these people are trying to come over here, according to the Vice President Kamala Harris.
That's right, because it's never been hot in Central America near the
No,
equator.
no. It was never hot in Guatemala, El Salvador. No, it's never hot. Mexico, never been hot.
That whole equator thing is just,
It is a climate change issue, no doubt. It is a climate change issue. But here's what the sheriff went on to say about the problems at the border.
Our Texas National Guard picking up garbage, which I'm still wondering why the conservation groups are not outraged over the damage to the ecosystem there in the Rio Grande Valley. I don't. It's incomprehensible that a national security border, our border with a foreign country, is in the shape that it is in now. It's a complete embarrassment, and it's so preventable. This is so preventable. Maybe if we could get the president or the vice president down there, they maybe could see for themselves and would have to admit what they've caused down there, what they've caused here in Texas, which is.
And so they have the National Guard picking up troops. One thing to comment on as I watched that footage. Did you see the wristbands like you get when you go in the hospital?
Yeah.
What's that about?
All the big pile of wristbands?
Yeah, what is that
what's
about?
up with these people dumping their old clothes? I mean, it's because they're getting new clothes. They're getting those new Biden T-shirts. When they come across, they're handing them a new Biden T-shirt. So they're just, let me just throw my old clothes here on the ground. It just,
somebody will pick it up.
It's great that they're coming into our country, that they're escaping from there, and then they're coming here and they're trashing it immediately.
Yeah, immediately.
Here's my thing. If we're going to let these people, and I said this on the morning show, if we're going to let these people come into the country, then by God, make them clean up after themselves.
Take them out of the holding facilities that we're paying
butts on the border
$725 a day.
Clean that crap up.
Yeah.
Why are we wasting the National Guard? The National Guard, yet we have our local sheriffs down there doing the job of Border Patrol because Border Patrol can't handle it, and because the federal government is tying Border Patrol's
hands. They're sitting on their hands.
They're tying them anyway.
They're sitting on their hands.
They're not letting them do it.
Let's think about these wristbands. Is that, they're color-coded. Is that something that, okay, you paid, you get a yellow one, that means that you go to the front of the line. There were pink ones. You're in the middle. By the way, you get to sit in the front when the coyote picks you up if you have I don't know.
You get to go to get the free health care first.
But I find it strange with all these wristbands. I thought that was kind of crazy. I thought that was very, very weird. But the National Guard, man, National Guard's over there picking up trash and debris and all kind of other crap. Now, ranchers are saying that they have been inundated with trash, and they actually have to pay for the trash to be disposed of.
I'm sorry. No. Just no.
It makes zero sense to me. Biden administration took action today requiring hospitals to perform sex change procedures offering other than transgender medical services or face anti-discrimination lawsuits. So if the hospital says, no, we don't do that, so what if you don't have a plastic surgeon on staff? What if you're a community hospital that does not have a plastic surgeon on staff? Or maybe you just don't want to do sex change. Well, you know what? There's a lot of things that hospitals a lot of hospitals don't have plastic surgeons. And there's a lot of hospitals that don't have microsurgeons.
Or an oncology department. Or all these different types of services that they just don't have that. But now we're going to force hospitals to do this, even though they may not have that kind of professional?
So the Department of Health and Human Services announced that its Office of Civil Rights will interpret and enforce this law. And first of all, it's not a law. It is not a law. For you to call it a law, laws are not executive actions. Laws are actually, you get the Senate and the House come together, and then it goes to the president. That's a law. That's a law. What you've done is executive action. By the way, the Supreme Court, they said, has made it clear that people have the right not to be discriminated against based on sex and receive equal treatment. Hey,
Well-
that's all and good. I'm for that.
Well, but how is this equal treatment? This is an elective surgery.
Exactly.
Elective. That's the key. This is not if you don't get this surgery, your health is not at risk. Sorry, I'm sorry, that's BS.
And what about these community hospitals? Some of them do not have plastic surgeons. You have to go to a big hospital to have a plastic surgeon. And so if you want to have a sex change operation, wouldn't you want the best possible doctor? I mean, I'm just going to say, not that I've ever thought about it, but if I'm going to have somebody cut my penis off, I want the best cutting it off.
Want to make sure somebody's not going to,
Yeah, I mean,
I don't know what, slip and cut off more? I don't know.
I don't know. I mean, I want to make sure they're pretty good at tucking.
Oh, gotcha.
Yeah. FBI, by the way, says that DarkSide is the name of the group, the hacking group, ransomware group that actually shut down the Colonial Pipeline. Number one, I'm surprised that we have a company named Colonial. Oh, wait a second here. Thank God it wasn't named Antebellum, just Colonial.
Or Confederate.
But DarkSide shut them down, and the Colonial Pipeline and gas prices. Have you seen the gas prices?
Through the roof already.
Crazy gas prices. I'm surprised we didn't have better security on these pipelines. By the way, the government said they're investigating, and they will. But what are you going to do? And you have already shut down other pipeline construction.
Right.
So this proves how important are pipelines. This proves the point. I'm not saying I'm glad that this hacking group did this, but this proves that we do need pipelines.
Sure.
My goodness. But the price of gas, it's over $3 a gallon in most places now. Wow. Were you keeping up with Ian Omar and what's going on in Israel and
I try not to.
Palestinians? So on the Gaza Strip, things started happening like on Friday, but Ian Omar accused Israel of terrorism following the deadly airstrikes.
Hello,
and the,
pot. This is the kettle.
Yeah,
I'm calling you black.
Terrorism, yeah. Because of airstrikes on the Gaza Strip after Hamas reportedly launched 7 rockets. Wait, let me get this right. Hamas launched 7 rockets at Israel.
But Israel's a terrorist.
Yeah, but Israel is a terrorist. Ian Omar tweeted earlier today, Israel's airstrikes killing civilians on the Gaza Strip is an act of terrorism. Palestinians deserve protection. Unlike Israel, missile defense programs such as Iron Dome doesn't exist to protect the Palestinians. Well, then maybe they shouldn't fire rockets. I mean, if you don't want to get stones thrown at you, please do not throw stones at Israel.
I'm sorry, and are we allies with Palestine?
No, but she is, along with Rashida Tlaib out of Michigan,
right?
And basically the entire squad. Yeah, they're all allies of Palestine.
Anybody that's against America, they're allies with.
Yeah. And look, Israel is a great ally, has been a great ally for a number of years, and I will support Israel to the day I die. Ian Omar, you can do whatever the hell you want. So.
Well, of course, she's anti-Semitic and a racist.
Yeah. Don't forget to subscribe to the show. If you would, please subscribe to the show. Tell your friends about the show. We're over 1,000, but we need more views. So if you could please watch. And I'm not telling you while you're sitting at the office to turn on Two Bald Guys on the Right and let it play through every episode.
Well, yeah. I mean, if you just wanted, while you're just sitting there.
I'm not saying that you do that when you get up and leave the house or so. I'm not
let
advocating.
It play in the background forever.
I'm not advocating that.
No, of course not. But that wouldn't hurt us.
I'm not advocating that at all. So we're going to talk about CDC. They got some new regulations, and Will's going to talk about Dr. Fauci. Whoa.
Man, so Tucker had a pretty wild revelation, which something that a lot of us suspected, in fact, going back a long ways, about the Wuhan clinic and the experimentation they were doing with coronavirus, and that basically this strain of the coronavirus came directly from Wuhan, China, which is why it's been called the Wuhan virus, the China virus.
Wait. You can't call it.
No. I know, but guess what? And that America, we said this a long time ago. That
We funded it.
That Ted Cruz even pointed out that there was money that went from the American government, but now there's links that are coming out that are directly tied to Fauci. So now there was a moratorium put on this kind of research in the U.S. However, there was a loophole that Fauci expressly permitted, that he signed off on, for the Wuhan clinic to be able to still experiment on humans. And the one they're calling the bat lady, the lady who was experimenting on bats, and she actually took this virus, and her job, and they've uncovered this. I don't know if you watch the latest Tucker. They've uncovered this and have shown where she actually orchestrated this mutation to infect humans. It got loose, but the reason this was even possible was because of American funding, because of Chinese funding, and because of Fauci's express permission to use this loophole to do this research anyway. And yet this SOB is benefiting from this virus and telling everyone what they have to do, what they can do, what they can't do, that we're going to probably have to wear masks forever. That was in the news lately.
Yeah.
That he's just saying we're probably always going to have to wear masks from now on.
Oh, screw you.
I'm sorry. This guy...
Highest paid employee in the federal government.
If there's anything that I wish Trump would have done, because he fired a bunch of people, I wish he would have fired Fauci.
Now, let's think about this. Highest paid employee of the federal government, almost $500,000. I think it was 466,000. We know
more than the president.
When they did their AIDS research, that he benefited from the AIDS vaccine.
Yes.
From
Yes.
the AIDS medication.
Yes, he had patents on the and he withheld the initial AIDS medication until his patent went through.
But no, do you remember the lady that came out that was like working under Dr. Fauci and came out and said this guy is crooked and this and that? And Facebook silenced her, YouTube silenced her, Twitter silenced her.
Everything having to do with anything Fauci has been immediately silenced or immediately shut down by big tech and the left-wing media, and they continue to protect these people. But I'm sorry, there need to be criminal charges.
No, criminal.
If you had an accidental explosion and you killed people, you're still going to be held accountable.
Right.
But if I'm not 100% sure this was an accident.
Me either. I mean, it tanked the economy. It got Biden in the office. I mean, I can go on. I can go on, and it's just sad.
And it's killed millions worldwide.
Yeah.
So this guy needs to be hung for this.
Yeah. CDC could erase the coronavirus indoor mask guidelines, is what they're saying. CDC's could, but Fauci is, like, oh, wait a second, we don't want to. He's going to the Vatican this week. This week he'll be at the Vatican to talk about coronavirus and so on and so forth. Look, I'm done wearing a mask. I am not wearing a mask. Our state is still a mask mandate state. I'm not wearing a mask. I'm fully vaccinated. It makes zero sense for me. Let's think about this. So what's the reason why, if I'm fully vaccinated, I should wear a mask?
Because supposedly, according to them, that you might pass it along to someone who's not vaccinated.
Wait a second. I'm fully vaccinated. I don't have it.
But supposedly you can still carry it. But see, this is the non-science science that they keep, and this is just them trying to continue to control people, to continue to get people to virtue signal, to continue to be able to set the precedent so they can enable other lockdowns or enable other things to protect the public.
I thought it was comical because I took the wife shopping for jewelry on Saturday, and when we walked into the national chain, they said, sir, you have to have a mask. And I said, ain't got one, fully vaccinated, shouldn't have to wear it. And they said, you have to wear one. I was like, so my money's not good? My money is not good. So they got the manager over there, and he's like, so I put it on my chin. And I'm going, is that good? And he goes, well, it's on. I'm like, this is stupid. Can we just agree that this is dumb? This is dumb. So it's okay for me to wear it on my chin.
That's idiotic.
So it's on. Congratulations. It's on. Nuts. Oh, over the weekend, BLM was at it again in Plano, Texas, a video. Now, who becomes the bad guy? It's not the people impeding his travel. See, it used to be a law that if you impede somebody's travel, you would need a license to block traffic.
Sure.
You would need a parade license to block traffic. You used to have a license to protest. So back in the day, I marched in many of the Martin Luther King parades where we marched in the street, but you would have to go and get a license. So who's the bad guy in this video? And I'm going to play the video and let you tell me, Will, who's the bad guy.
Okay.
It's Mother's Day. He's trying to get to his mom's house. These jackasses are, I'm sorry, I don't want anybody to think I'm already judging here, but he's trying to get to his mother's house, and these jackasses are blocking the street. Who's the bad guy? Let's roll the video, and then we'll come back.
Get the fuck out of my way! Where's the goddamn car? Get these fucking people out of my way! You get them out of here! They can't be standing in the middle of the road! Get out of here! Thank you.
She didn't look black.
No.
I'm going to tell you, that big old boy was pissed.
I don't blame him for being pissed at the cops, because what are the cops doing? The cops.
Yeah, I mean, what exactly are the cops doing? Do your damn job.
They're not
Disperse
stopping
the crowd.
They're not stopping traffic from getting blocked. They're stopping the man who's getting pissed. Now, granted, I don't think that he should have reacted that way. I don't think it all it did was agitate the protesters, and he would have got. And I don't think it would have ended well for him. I think that there would have been some butt kicking on both sides. However, he would have been taken down by the cops the minute he did something, and he did act overly aggressively. I don't blame him for being pissed, though.
Yeah, but think about this. Say you worked a 12-hour shift. All you want to do is get to your mother's and wish your mother a happy Mother's Day. You just want to get from point A to point B. There used to be a law that says you can't impede people's travel. We paid for those roads. You can't stop somebody from traveling on a road just because you want to protest. But we have allowed it, and we've allowed it, and we've allowed it, and now it's commonplace.
Well, and it's because these officials and these city politicians are terrified.
They're kissing ass.
And even the chief of police in these districts are terrified about the left and the cancel culture and who's going to come after them next if they don't allow these people to protest. I'm sorry, but there are such a thing as laws, and they need to be enforced.
They need to be enforced. What good are the police officers there? Florida has just passed a law that you can't block traffic. You cannot block traffic. They will arrest you.
And
they should.
Kudos to these states that are taking the measures to stop this insanity from happening. And kudos to these departments and these politicians who are saying, you know what, enough's enough. We're not going to allow this anymore.
I mean, think about this. If you're on the interstate driving 70 miles an hour and they block it, somebody's going to get hurt. And then when somebody gets hurt, they blame the driver.
Sure.
Well, it's not my fault.
No.
The speed is 70 miles an hour. I'm sorry if I hit a couple speed bumps. Bump.
If someone's
get your ass
jumping on my hood,
yeah,
then I'm sorry, but then they take that risk and they put themselves in harm's way. I didn't put them in harm's way. They're the ones that chose to be out there and chose to do the stupid stuff.
You know who that guy reminded me of? I'm going to tell you. Your brother Wes.
Yeah,
I mean, I'm serious. That's who it reminded me of.
Yeah.
And, but, you know, you should not be able to stop people from traveling. They pay taxes on that highway. I mean, you go to a damn park and protest. You can do that all you want. You can carry your Black Lives Matters.
Protest from the sidewalk. Everybody's going to see it. But no, you want to stop traffic and you want to cause a commotion and you want to, you're getting people's attention. That's fantastic.
And then if you
and then
hit
you're making
these people
mad, and guess what else? You're making people hate Black Lives
No,
Matter.
you are.
You're making people hate what Black Lives Matter is supposedly standing for. Now, I hate the communist side of it, but a lot of these people, are maintaining that all they're doing is talking about trying to make Black Lives Matter. But that's not what
you
the
have
organization.
taken all the donations and all the money, and a handful of people. I mean, this is the definition of communism. A handful of people have risen to the top, bought houses, cars, you name it. Some of them got multiple houses.
Oh, yeah.
And while the people at the bottom are there to protest and pick up scraps.
And still in the same situation they were in before.
And if you don't like the situation you're in, work harder and go to school and get better.
They continue to focus on black versus white. And I'm sorry, but that's not the real issue in these black communities.
No, it's not.
It's not.
Black on black crime. And you know what? I don't get these woke white people that, Black Lives Matter. Yeah, they do matter. They do matter. But so do Hispanic lives, Asian lives, and even white people.
Well, where's the outrage for all of the Asian hate crimes that are being perpetrated by black folk? I mean, overwhelmingly.
Let's just call it like it is.
All of this Asian abuse and Asian hate has been from black folks. I mean, I hate it. But why are we not condemning that the way that they're condemning
You're never
white, anybody who's white. They completely ignore any, and they try to leave race out of it. Whenever a black person abuses an Asian person, they leave it.
They go around.
Mainstream media doesn't talk about the race of the attacker at that point. They only talk about the race of the attacker if the attacker's white.
I'm going to tell you, I cannot turn on Netflix or Amazon without seeing a selection of black movies. I'm kind of okay. Where's the selection of Asian movies? Where's the selection of Hispanic movies? Where's the selection of white movies? I mean, if we're going to look, we have pampered 13% of the population. And you know what? I love African American people, but I think we should all be equal, and I don't think we are anymore.
Look, I don't care what race you are, there's going to be a bad bunch of folks in those races. And all we're doing is enabling the worst of these different races. Yep. You're enabling the white supremacists that are out there. You're just reinforcing them and adding more numbers to their cause.
I think you're actually adding to the number of white supremacists because this guy that can't get through to go see his mom, he's pissed. And you know what he said? This has to end. I'm going to go and join a hate group maybe. I don't know. And I've said it before. I'll say it again. Black Lives Matters is no different than the KKK.
Yep.
They are a separatist group that actually want to segregate again.
This is what racism is, people, and you continue to perpetrate that race is this dividing factor and make it the big deal that it is. There's so many people that have been raised up that they don't see the color of skin. But you guys are making it with your critical race theory and your wokeness.
Oh my! All that is American hate.
Yeah,
that's all that is. I had a discussion a couple last week. Talking football, but they were kind of insinuating that the African-American kid was leaving the university, opted out to go play somewhere else because he wasn't given a fair shot. And I'm going, all three quarterbacks got the same amount of reps with the first team. He threw 3 interceptions. So how wasn't it fair? Please explain this to me.
It's based on performance. You don't automatically get in because you have a certain color.
He went on to tell me that he hates this country. And I said, well, do yourself a favor. Pack your crap and get the hell out.
Well, of course, that's racist if you say that. If you say go back to another country.
No, I'm not saying go back. I said go find another country that would make you happy.
That you do love, yeah.
Because
I'm sorry.
I've been to a lot of different countries.
Same.
There are no countries like America when it comes to equality.
People wouldn't be coming here in droves and trying to get through our borders illegally if it wasn't the best country in the world.
No doubt. So go find another country. Quit bitching and moaning about, what happened 200 years ago. because I'm going to tell you right now, something that happened to me 20 years ago is still not affecting me. You know why? I got over it.
Well, and something that never happened to most of the population at all.
None.
Which never
None.
directly affected even their grandparents.
Slavery is dead. Let it die. By God, let it die.
No, because then they don't have a reason to be a victim anymore.
The only slaves that we have in this country are bastards like us that continue to get up every day and go to work and pay too much taxes.
And we're slave to the American government.
Yeah, it's it. All right, we're done. We preached it. We came. We preached. We're out. Please go to the channel and subscribe if you would.
We would appreciate it. Don't forget, we're also streaming audio versions anywhere you can listen to a podcast, Spotify, iTunes, Podbean. We'd appreciate you searching up Two Bald Guys on the Right. And yes, please do hit the subscribe button right here on YouTube. We'll
Thursday. We're going to talk about the governor's race in New Mexico. So please tune in. And if you want to make another YouTube page about me, you can do that too.
Yes, you can. Give us some more publicity. We appreciate it.
Yeah, we appreciate that.